I'm wondering, are you someone who is mourning the loss of a loved one and wondering how I can heal the pain of grief and move forward in my life without forgetting them? Perhaps struggling to get out of bed in the morning?
Or maybe you're struggling with the impact of grief in your day-to-day life and you wonder if it will ever get better. Maybe the grief has affected your relationships or your health or even your livelihood.
Are you experiencing feelings of guilt, regret, or anger and wonder if this is normal or natural after loss? Did you know that you can both navigate healing grief, discover ways to use grief to enhance your life, and honor your loved one at the same time?
So Megan, why don't you share a little bit about you and how you have helped some clients?
Sure. I'm Megan Smith Brooks. I am an ordained Unity minister, a certified grief coach, a speaker, and author of Unraveling Grief, A Mother's Spiritual Journey of Healing and Discovery, that I wrote after my own personal experience of the murder of my son, Justin, when he was 29 years old. And I wanted to be able to bring that out to make a difference to other people, to share what I've learned, what I know, what can be useful, what's really helpful, and to also discover that grief has something to teach us and that we can use it to enhance our lives at the same time we're honoring the life that we mourn. And that's why I've collaborated with my friend Terry to begin doing grief healing retreats and offering it to others that might want to experience transformational healing as well. So Terry, why don't you introduce yourself and share a little bit about all the fabulousness of you and what you can do for people.
I'm the fabulous Terry Wilder. I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm a certified sound healer, Reiki master, and in process my certification to be a medical intuitive. And as a teenager, two of my siblings made their transitions both very suddenly and unexpectedly. And I have always made the choice to utilize sound, whether it's music or more currently sound healing, to move through my grief once I understood that that was possible. And so now what I do is I offer people sound healing sessions and Reiki sessions as well to support them in unsticking that energy that is stuck, that is grief. And we can be grieving lots of things in our world right now, and supporting them in releasing that stuck energy to bring themselves to a place of potential homeostasis so that they can self-heal. So that's actually the body doing the healing, and I'm just clearing out the clutter.
And she does it so magnificently too. Really excited to share some of the things that we can bring you in a grief healing retreat. And one of the things that I share with people is how important it is to learn how to breathe again. You may think that's a silly thing, but when we're hit with the trauma of the shock of the loss of a loved one, no matter what the circumstances are, we sometimes just stop really deeply breathing, that we breathe shallow and we're not getting all the oxygen that we need to fully support ourselves, and forget about the importance of self-care. And so we lead you through this experience of being gentle with yourself. And what are some of the things you can do? And when you notice that you're being impacted by grief or something's triggered, what can you do to support you? But most importantly, the process of going deep into feeling to heal. And that's something that Terry and I, when we collaborate, she's able to bring that sound healing in to help facilitate that. And in the process, ultimately, is in discovering what you might admire as a quality of the loved one that you mourn, and how you can use it as a legacy to honor them in the life as you move forward. And I'd love to have Terry just like play a little bit of her gong, and you can share some of the things that you bring. And Stephen, just give us a little teaser, a sound of it.
Sample, okay. So that's just one of my many gongs, and sound healing actually supports you physiologically and slipping into a state of meditation, helping slow down the brain waves and softening that monkey mind, that chatter, to bring you to a place of allowing your own wisdom to come through. Also physiologically releasing stress. Again, stuck energy that we carry around with us that becomes a manifestation of grief in the body. And this is opening up the heart space too, so your heart can heal. So you're healing on lots of different levels. And I have lots of different sound healing instruments that all help you in this process. So, Megan, I want to ask you, yeah, what would happen if people did not reach out to you for some help?
Well, you know, it really brings another question is, would your life change a year from now if you did nothing? If you didn't do something different to experience a different result? Most likely not. And and that's the tragedy in that there are so many powerful and professional systems and tools and practices available to support and enhance our life in the healing of grief. And and we would hate to see you do nothing and stay in that place of feeling like you can never move forward in your life again. So Terry, what do you think most people, I mean, like, do you think that they know how to get to where they want to be on their own, to the other side of this grief impact in their life?
You know, when you're stuck in grief, when you're feeling overwhelmed by these very real emotions and sensations and physical manifestations in your body and your heart and your energy, it's really challenging to see what's the next step. How do I move forward? So they may know where they would like to be, but how to get there is a whole other platform. And I think professional help can help people get out of those pitfalls, those stuck in the mud sensations where they're trying to move forward and they just don't know how, or they don't have the energy. So
Some of the
some of those,
that people might feel stuck in.
oh, well, anxiety,
Hmm.
stress. I know as a teenager, I had immense guilt. Why did I survive and not my siblings? A lot of regret, like what didn't I get to do with them before they transitioned? And you have some of those that you could share as well. Some of those pitfalls.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I know anger was a really big one, which surprised me. But I think it's natural when we feel like something has been taken from us and we can't put it back or we can't have it back the way we want. And so we're just angry at the world. And then there's family traditions, especially that first year after loss of a loved one. When we move into the holidays or the anniversary dates or birthdays, and that presence that we're missing isn't there, and so we don't feel like we can engage in those traditions in the same way. So how do we move past that? What do we do to change that so that we can still enjoy um, living again? And so that brings up the fear of the future. You know, because we're stuck in our pain, then we're afraid if I move forward, will I forget my loved one? Will I not be able to honor them? Or how do I even move forward at all? Because it seems like this pain is just with me all the time.
So we're in that pain. What are some of those really clear signals that flash? I need help. I need healing support. I need a professional now.
Well, that's a really good question. You may find that you cry a lot, that you know you're easily triggered, and so because of that, you're retreating from the world. You start to pull back because you're afraid of falling apart, or you want to avoid having those conversations with people that might trigger that pain, or you notice other people are awkward around you because it's like literally an elephant in the room. Um, if you find that you're not wanting to get out of bed in the morning, you just want to keep the covers over your head, or um, and just avoid engaging in the world. A lack of energy, or not having any desire to just really engage in life. We're creative creatures as human beings, and so the loss of creative expression is a huge sign that you're stuck in grief healing and could use some support.
Mhm.
So, Terry, why would now then be the best time for anyone to say yes to getting some support for their grief?
Well, most people aren't able to do that on their own. They're not able to heal their grief and move forward and move into a place of thriving without some professional support, with coming to understanding the impact of grief, the process, because there's a definite process you go through as you grieve, and then also ultimately to discover how to effectively use that grief to enhance your life in more meaningful ways, to just move forward and enjoy life again, and even go beyond that and function and work and connect with people and be in that loving space again.
Exactly.
So we are inviting you to join us. We are a couple of professionals with also our own personal experiences with grief. And we really want to invite you to take the next step. Are you ready? Are you ready to take that step? To explore how you can discover those things for yourself and then take back your life in a way that really honors your lost love, and that also honors yourself by courageously making that commitment to you. And then all you have to do is say, yes, I'm ready to live in meaningful ways that honor my love for that person. You can say their name right now or say your own name, and choose to join Megan and myself for our next grief healing and transformational retreat, which is coming up really soon, Saturday, September 26th. For those of you on the West Coast here with me, that's 9 a.m. on that day for 3.5 hours, and 12 noon for those of you on the East Coast with Megan. So 3.5 hours, it's an intentional and empowering gift that you can give to yourself.
And just know that we bring all that we know from our own personal experience, what we found to be useful and helpful in navigating grief, and we share it with you. We take your hand and we walk you through and give you that support to have the ability to shift, because it's a transformational shift from the impact of grief, how you can use it to empower your life and begin living in meaningful and intentional ways again. To feel like you have a purpose because you're still living. We deserve to have a life that thrives, and we can do it in a way that honors both ourselves and the love that we are mourning. We just have to shift some things and move forward. So take that step and click on the link below, right below here, to register for your healing retreat. It's a very small investment as a gift to yourself to restore your life to thrive. And if you go directly, that will take you directly to the page with all the details and information that you may need to know. It also will share with you the live 4-day retreat that we're doing the third week in March 2021 at Unity Village, Missouri, which we're really excited about too. So keep that in mind, share it with others. I just can't remind you enough, click on that registration page.
Yeah, and we're so excited to have you join us. Please know that it is possible to heal your grief and find ways to honor the loved one that you mourn as you live a more meaningful and intentional life all at the same time. Because we, Megan and I, are living it. We are living proof you can work through the process, and so can you. We believe in you. We are here for you. So click on that link now, and we sure do hope to see you on the 26th. Thank you.